Glad to have you on. Like I said, we've been trying to get you on for a while.
Yeah.
But man, I am thrilled and excited to talk about this Camaro. I've been stalking your page for a while. Reached out. I'm glad you're on. So let's just jump right into it because we have a lot to talk about with this Camaro. So one of the most fascinating things for me is this was your original car in high school. Is that right?
The original car, the car.
Yeah.
So, I was fortunate to kind of get into cars early because my dad kind of grew up in the 60s, and we'll talk a little bit about his dad and kind of the theme of the car. But, I grew up in a car family.
Yeah.
And so, as my first car, I was building models and kind of trying to figure out what I wanted. And I had to actually narrow down to a 66 or 67 Chevelle or a 69 Camaro.
Very cool.
And so my first car, I had it in high school, driven it, all through high school, and just super happy that I was able to keep it and put it to where it is now. But my first car, the original thing.
That is awesome. That's
portions
amazing.
of it.
Yeah.
She's gone
it
through
wasn't like this back in.
She's
back
gone
in
through
the
a
day.
major makeover. Yeah.
Well, so where do we start on this thing? Because there's so many mods, so many upgrades.
I think where I like to start with the car, is just how did it get to this? And how did it go from, a car that I like to say was all show and no go.
Right.
I told Mike DuSold Designs, built the car, a friend of mine for many years, and his family. But, I told him a story when we were kind of sitting down kind of like this, like, what do you want to do with the car? And Mike is like, is it going to be like race or a cruiser? And that's kind of his lead in of trying to figure out where to go with it.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of two different things. You can do both, but if you're going to go the racing route, there's really some fundamental stuff you need to do in the beginning. But, I got beat by a Jeep that had 411 gears in high school. And I remember that to the day. And the only thing I've been thinking about since 1994 or 5 was, I don't want to get beat by a Jeep ever again. Whatever iteration this car turns into, I'm not getting beat by a Jeep.
There you go.
I don't know if anybody's ever raced one, but they launch pretty good if you don't have a whole lot of power. And I probably had 280 horsepower or something back in high school. I went through 3 motors, but really the start of the car, like we said, I've had it since high school, but why is it the way it is? Why is it the Texaco Camaro? I grew up in a car family, and my dad is really, he's had Corvettes. He had a 57 Chevy. He grew up in the 60s era. So that's when things were hot like this. But my grandfather owned a Texaco station, and, I would go there as a kid, and, I was able to kind of wash a few windshields.
Right.
Because back then it was self-service, so maybe a lot of millennials out there don't know, but gas stations, you'd pull in, they'd check your oil, they pop the hood, they check the air pressure. Yep. And they clean your windshield. And so I saw that, and I saw my grandfather working in the 2 service bays and things like that. And that's the reason why it's the Texaco Camaro at this iteration. It wasn't always that way. It was pearl white with blue stripes in high school.
Yeah.
But, that was the start of it. And, why is it into the race form? That's kind of taking a life on its own right now. And, so that's really the start. We can talk about kind of what's in it and what's on it, but I like to just kind of put the picture out there of, why is it the Texaco Camaro? Why did we go to this unique design that's, we kind of created on our own.
Yeah.
It was really that passion and kind of a tribute to my grandfather and to my dad, and just being a car guy in general, of wanting to do something cool. And, Mike DuSold really pushed me to think about a concept like this, because I was going to put it back to my vision was make it super fast, but look just like it was in high school. And he was like, that'd be cool, but take it another level.
The visionary of Mike DuSold.
Right. I mean, you just can't compete with Mike DuSold's vision.
I agree.
So.
I agree.